and smash the button. So, as you can see, my title is Women Are From Venus, Men Are From... My dad mentioned this today when I talked to him, and it was reminding me of a conversation we were having with Benjamin last night. And Benjamin was talking about, it's the love of my life, and I'm just gonna let her go, and we just think different. And when my dad mentioned this today, I was like, oh yeah, like that's the perfect angle to hit the target of this conversation. So yo, you're gonna have your dream girl in your life, right? And you're just gonna let her walk away. You ever heard those stories of those guys who are like, the girl that got away? I guarantee you they almost always absolutely regret letting the girl that got away get away, okay? So, for all you unintended lovebirds out there, I mean, get your shit together. Get your fucking house in order, okay? Let it go down, right? You know, one of the things that I was kind of thinking about as it relates to this conversation is it actually a requirement for you and your person to think exactly the same in order for your relationship to work? And I don't think so. And the reason for that is because we're supposed to learn from each other anyway. Like, we learn and we grow through life experiences. We expand and we reach higher heights through that as well. If we expect to be better than we are today next year, then we should be seeking expansion. We should be seeking growth, expansion, and we should be seeking to be better. This is something that, not to be mean or anything, but as a whole, men in general just haven't got that lesson, okay? Like, just overall, they just looking the same. It's like y'all didn't want to, y'all still in the 1800s, y'all still in the 1500s, y'all still in the 1400s, mindset wise. Like, y'all got to move through, okay? You got to move through and move up out that energy, okay? Because it's detrimental to society in general. So I wanted to share, you know, just that quick thought that, you know, if it relates to your growth and to your expansion, if it relates to you. And one of the things that I do think is a general motivator for people's growth is when you are challenged by those that you love. And sometimes that seems to be a little bit, it seems or sounds a little counterintuitive, but when you think about it, I can just relate it to myself when I was younger. Me and my mom had a lot of challenges, right? But I loved her, and, you know, I wanted to be a good kid. Like, I wanted to, you know, make her happy. So yeah, I was making mistakes. I was making blunders. I was a fucking kid, right? Like, I didn't know the hell I was doing. I was just living life, right? But as I grew, I got better at, you know, keeping a hold of my behaviors and things like that, and understanding what she required out of me as her daughter. And so I got better. When I was 14, I became a Muslim, and ultimately that helped me from that age until I eventually moved out. That really helped me to just overall respond better to my mother. But that was all a part of that desire to, you know, be a good kid, you know, make my mom happy, not mess up and stuff like that. But it was a motivator. It was a general motivator for me to do the right things, according to her, right? Now I get it. that we all have this idea of how we want to live our lives and this and that and the third, blah, blah, blah. Woo, woo, woo. And I get that. But that's where, if we're talking about romantic relationships, you know, having a conversation and talking to your partner and really explaining to your partner like how you're feeling, what you're thinking, what you're wanting, but also hearing your partner as well is so key. It's so important. And it allows you guys to expand on wherever you are, wherever you want to go. And there are going to be some things, you know, in relationships, you just sometimes I don't fucking agree with you. Okay. I don't agree. Agreement is not had. Okay. But I think that love is a very good motivator. And especially the type of love that makes you want to make your person happy, right? And although we're not just here to make some other person happy and all that stuff like that, if you make this person happy and they make you happy, you want to keep each other in a happy, harmonious environment. So you learn to respect each other's boundaries. You learn to consider each other in that connection and in that relationship. You learn to better express, better explain. And everything that I'm talking about right now is 100% about learning and expanding. I can guarantee you that if you are in a connection with somebody that you don't love or don't care about, you're not going to endeavor to be better. You have no incentive to do that. So as it relates to the conversation that we were having with Benjamin last night, I don't know the inner workings of that connection or that relationship or what went down. So those are things you'll have to consider along with what I'm saying. But what I do know is that love is a very good motivator to find a way to work things out. Now, like I said, I don't know the inner workings of the connection, the relationship, what's gone down, what you've done, what she's done, blah, blah, blah. But I will tell you that, you know, inside of relationships, one of the things that we really have to, hey, Shaylee, how you doing, honey? One of the things that, you know, comes out of relationship when we find that we love somebody or we care about somebody or we, you know, want to be in someone's life or we want them to be in our life is that we find a way to coexist. And we can, of course, it's 2024. Of course, we could always be about the cancel culture. But in reality, does that really bring happiness? Because we are beings. We are a collective being. We are connected. We want to be connected. One of the natural things of being a person is wanting to connect with other people. And when you are connecting with other people, that requires coexistence. And the requirement of coexistence is also having consideration for each other, you know, caring for each other. Sometimes that requires that you change your fucking behavior because what you just did was unacceptable. Okay? But I want to just kind of say that, you know, one of those things also that we are challenged to is, well, for in this case, to face your fears if you want to see that love grow and expand, if you want to explore that relationship or that connection. And sometimes our fears are like, psh, this asshole is going to break my heart and I am going to end up poor and hungry. Like, I don't know what your fears are. Like, I don't know what you say to yourself. All right, I don't know what you say to yourself, you know, when you're thinking like, oh my God, this person has my heart and they're going to kill me. Like, I don't know what it is that you think, but but those things do come up, especially if we have dealt with pain and heartbreak in relationships or connections, you know, and when you start feeling love, if you are used to shutting yourself down when you're starting to feel love or feel connected with somebody, or if you've never felt that way and it's like uncharted territories, then yeah, you're naturally going to have some of those little fears that come up. But I will tell you something, Expansion, growth, and even sometimes happiness does not come from allowing your fears to conquer you. You know, you have to conquer your fears. And it can be a damn difficult job. It can be a lot sometimes to feel. But personally, and this is just for me, I don't know about for everybody else, but personally for me, I know that when I'm facing my fears or doing something, it really does lead me down pathways that it's like, it's the next step, it's the next level up, it's the bump up, right? Because the fear, well, first off, when we're sitting here right now in our current position, in our current situation, in our current circumstances, we already know everything that's already going on here. We've been here for quite a while, most likely. So we know what the hell's going on here. And so the fear, it only keeps you there. And sometimes it makes it worse. But if you just say, okay, nope, I'm going to face this head on, whatever's going to happen past that, yeah, it might be something that you don't know about, but you already know about everything else that you're dealing with right now. So nothing to think about it. But that's how they work. Everything is their way. But I think it's going to encourage you guys to just kind of think about that because, you know, it doesn't get a million exercise. I don't think that's what it is. I think if you, man, you answered it right. I think, so look, girl, you don't need to keep it fucking go actually, except then to possibly happen outside, you know, outside the green six stuff. I don't know what happened, but I heard some great behind it. There was some craziness going on, and anyway, well, so yeah, other than that, it was just a basically today. So, anyway, like, so what made me think about this though? I was talking to my dad, and he was just like, wow. He was like, well, you know, women are for Venus and men are for Mars. And it reminded me of that book. There's a whole book called Women Are for Venus, Men Are for Mars, or vice versa, whatever two says. And I was like, "Hmm." And it caused me to think about how one of the common subjects yesterday was about the fact that, okay, there was a couple. So, one of our subscribers was talking about they were never somebody thinking the on a emotional level, they're on the same page, but mentally they're different, like, right, on a different page. But it made me just kind of think about, my dad mentioned that, it made me think about that comment, and then also, you know, there's, I don't know, any relation. I don't know if it's between men or women, or whether men can differently, when it's I don't think it's that either. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's a thing. Like, I think it's just a general thing. Uh, but that doesn't mean that we just stop connecting. You know, the whole way. Well, you know, there's the thing. You know, there's a lot of people out there that have just started to die alone, but oftentimes, once again, we have to go back to the concept of community. We are a species of community. And what we've learned, well, what we've come to, a place that we've come to is a lot of people, like, I don't know how to describe it to you. You guys might not really, oh my goodness, I've been talking this hold on, okay, sorry, thank you. Let me fix this, let me fix this. Okay, is that better? Did I fix it? I don't know if I fixed it. What the fuck? I'm out of here. Oh no. Shaylee, did you get your taser? You need to call me. Get a hammer or something. Like something really big and thick. It's like 10 o'clock over there, right? Oh no, I'm like on the edge of my seat. I mean, not really, but you know, I'm feeling like that. Like feeling like I'm on the edge of my seat trying to see what's going on. Oh my goodness, Shaylee, tell me what's going on. Okay, so what I was saying was my dad saying that reminded me of the conversation that we were having. And this person was saying like, they were saying like, oh, I forgot, I can't focus. Okay, so anyway, shoot, totally forgot what I was saying. This person was saying, you know, that they fall, you know, in love with a dream girl and all emotions are there, but the mental is different and stuff like that. And it's just amazing that unless something like super major has happened, like total deal breakers have gone down, that because of personal fears that people are just willing to just say, nope, not doing it. And so, I mean, I just think that's amazing, you know? Anyway, I just encourage you to think about it. You know, as a community, as a species, we are a community, a species of community. And so, you know, men and women get together and people, you know, grow, the families come together and you grow together and you learn together and stuff like that. So I just encourage you to think about it like that. That's really important, you know? So I, need to call Shaylee like ASAP. Shaylee, is that you? Like, tell me what's going on. Anyway, so like I wanted to come and just kind of talk about that because like as a like general rule of thumb, men and women don't even think like each other anyway. So I don't know, like I don't know how deep it is though. So, you know, if in that case, I would just say, you know, hear what I'm saying and take what works in your situation. And but because obviously I don't know the inner workings of the relationship or the connection, so you know, I don't know if she's out there tricking and shit. So sorry. I don't know, you know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know the situation, so I can't really speak too freely. But enough to just offer some advice or just some outside understanding. And so, you know, hey, listen, you know, we're gonna come across people. I think that love is a good motivator though, because, and this is what my mom's like, love is not as, you know, this and that. I'm like, Mom, come on, you know what I mean? Like ultimately, you don't want to be with somebody you don't love, and I know men do it. So I know there are men out there that do it, but if we're talking about the ideal situation, the perfect world, you know, you want to be with somebody that you love, that you care about, that loves you, that cares about you, etc. And so I think that that is also a good motivator to build respect, love, and consideration within a connection between two people, or not even just romantically, but also just with other types of relationships as well. So yeah, I don't know. I wondered, I actually had this thought, like, does it actually matter if you think the same? Like, if you guys care about each other enough, if you think the same, does that matter? I don't know. I'm not saying it does or it doesn't. I'm asking a question here. So y'all let me know what you think, okay? But I just wanted to offer that quick little bit of understanding, you know, because, you know, there's some guy out there right now who's like closing the book on the love of his life because I don't know why. I mean, who knows? Maybe maybe she did something really terrible, you know? So I don't know. But I think that ultimately, you know, just give it a thought, you know, and place the information wherever it needs to go. And, you know, if it makes sense, then think about it. You know, I don't know what the situation is at all. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend to. But I did want to offer a little bit of information that I'm not so sure was considered or taken into consideration about that situation. And so ultimately, men and women, we do think differently, you know, as far as just life. Look like we just think differently in general. So, you know, to me, I don't know how much weight that holds. I think obviously there are some things that you want to have compatibility with, but I also know that you can adjust in a connection as well. Not to say that you should, or that you should have to, or that you have to. That's your choice. It's your choice on how you decide to proceed and move forward. But it's not like the worst thing in the world, you know? So give it a thought, give it a think, and just know that that's just kind of a part of, it's a part of kind of connections. But if you're feeling like, and that depends on what the fear is though, like, because maybe your fear is that she's going to cheat on you again, or right, like maybe she's gonna do something really fucked up again. I don't know what the situation is, so I can't say, you know, fully, but I can just offer my perspective based on what I know, which is not very much at all. So, you know, take that with a grain of salt, okay? Anyway, yeah, I think that was pretty much what I wanted to cover in this video, as it relates to the topic that we were kind of talking about last night. Women are from Venus and men are from Mars. You know, those are two different planets, and they have different characteristics as well as it relates to how they are manifested in real life in a day-to-day human. Venus is more of a romance, love, friendly, you know, flowy. Mars is more fiery, okay? More masculine, okay? It's just hard. And that's kind of how it is. So you got to look at it like that, you know, take those things into consideration, okay? So anyway, I think I'm done here. I feel like I had some other things that I wanted to discuss, but I won't force anybody to listen to it tonight. We'll do it tomorrow, okay? I'm gonna go to bed. So thank you again for tuning in tonight. Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.